What's up? What's up? Just here's to pose the question of what's the best city to live in? DM, ATL, Shy, Pittsburgh, LA, Detroit, Michigan, just Detroit. Detroit City. Got a friend from Flint. It's the best city to live in. Well, that's a loaded question of what's the best city to live in for Black people. Before I dip all off in the statistics, because you're going to have to bring up the statistics for that type of conversation. If I get enough people, I will. If I don't, I'll just skip it and give my opinion and keep going. And since there's nobody here, I'll just give my opinion. I haven't lived in Detroit. But from what I've seen with the dilapidated cities and, General Motors leaving and all that, I am not the best or safest, even though that's not all of Detroit. I used to live in Pittsburgh. I'm from there. Pittsburgh is a good city, but, the police everywhere. It's just crazy. Gang violence in Pittsburgh has escalated 100-fold. So there's that. I never lived in Chicago, but I've been there a couple times. Love the music. Love Chicago music. House music. Went to a house club. It was like 4 floors. It was just 4 different DJs. And the girls there ain't shy. They ain't shy, though. Ooh, boy. Once again, if you're looking for a wife, if you're looking to just mess around, there's certain cities you just don't want to go to because the women take, whatever you do with them very seriously. I believe Shy is one of those places. It's just not a place to mess around at all. You can go to have fun, but don't play with the people. I've been there a couple of times. I enjoyed it. Those people are very serious. I take them very seriously. I respect them. Went there again, and we was kicking it with Spreewell, not with him, but he was there. So I'll let you know how long ago that was. And then I've been there a couple of times on business and saw that the city is built pretty much right on the water. It's crazy. I was like, wow, because I've never been to the city during the day and, the actual business part, where all the fancy stores are and, stuff like that. I had been to just places to go and club and stuff like that. And then when I was there on business a couple times and saw that, I was just like, wow, that's awesome. But of course, violence has escalated in Shy. I'm hoping it's going to come down, but, all the gun violence and stuff like that is just bad. So how safe is it for African Americans? I would say that it's not very safe, but there's a lot of African Americans who still live there and people who live there who know a lot more about Shy than I do. This is just an opinion. ATL, I lived there, but it was long ago. No, it was before the flood. So to me, ATL is kind of split up that way. It's, before the flood and after the flood. It's almost like the Bible to me, because it changed drastically when all those people migrated there after Katrina. And one of the incidents I had spoke about, one person said, because I talked about how these kids were robbing the store, and one of them passed away. And he said that person was from Louisiana. And I was just like, I don't know about that. Because that was before the flood when I was living there. So there's that. Florida, besides, reptiles and snakes and stuff like that, Florida seems to be a pretty chill place. I've been to Florida a few times, during my college career, I ran track. We went to Florida to run. We were already in the South. We were in Alabama, so I went down there. A couple times I've been in and out of Florida. Never really had a problem there. I'll tell you where I don't want to live is Memphis. My dad lives in Memphis. I have no desire to live down there, but the music. You're a songwriter, Memphis, Tennessee, you might migrate there once or twice. But I've been there. Just not my flavor. Not my flavor. Texas. Now, a lot of people are saying Texas is a good place for Black people, so on and so forth, I'd say this. I've been to Texas a few times, in and out, flown in and out. My brother and sister live in Texas, along with my niece and a couple nephews, I think, live down there. And I don't have a problem with Texas at all. I think it gets very, very warm down there, but I don't have an issue. I didn't run into anyone that I would say, oh, I'll never come back here. And people just seem, for the short time I was there, in and out, I really had a problem, I got two brothers that live in Texas, actually. One of my brothers talks about the tarantulas down there and how they come up out of the ground and they're huge. He caught one before and it was like this big. I was like, see, nope, I'm good. Because no. I was like, well, see, no, I'm good. I respect those spiders. What's up, dog? So yeah, no spiders for me. But Texas is not a bad place. Been in and out of Houston before, so there's that. Now then there's the Carolinas. I was just in North Carolina last year. And I like it in North Carolina, but I can't say that I want to deal with the racism and how heavy it is down there. Okay, so I lived in Alabama for a couple years because I went to college in Talladega. And it was like going through a time zone. So when you live in a city like Pittsburgh and then you go down to Alabama, you think that time stopped somewhere in between. You think that it literally slowed down because they still have curfews down there where everyone is off the street by like 10 o'clock. Everyone in Alabama. And you're looking for the people and you're like, where is everyone? They're like, oh, they're home. I'm like, why? Curfew. I was like, wait, what? There's a curfew? They're like, yeah. Everybody goes in at like 9 o'clock. They're all gone. All the people. Nobody's outside. That's because they've been terrorized down there. My area is still like that. Those people are still shook. The things that have happened and are still happening to them down there. So, yeah, the South is a hard place to live. You got a lot of people having a good time down there, but the things that can happen to you down there and everybody thinks, oh, that's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. Not normal. Plus, I'm a city dude. I grew up in the city. I'm just used to it. Anyway, so there's probably a whole lot of other places to live that I didn't mention, like Arkansas, if you're a Razorback, Kansas, if you're a Jayhawk. I used to live in Kansas also, by the way. I lived in Fort Riley, and then I lived in Racetown, right outside of Fort Riley. So I lived in Kansas. Can't say I liked it. Lots of open area, though. Tornado Alley. Lots and lots of open area. I've been to Kansas City a couple times. They there's a lot going on up there. Where else? Philadelphia. Been to Philadelphia. Big ups to Will Smith to getting a mural painted of him in West Philadelphia. But I've been to Philly a couple times. Philly, big, big city. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them in Philly, because it goes down in Philly. Used to date a young lady from Philly. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where else I've been to and or lived, because I lived in a couple different places, including out of the country. Yeah, that's it. I think there's all the places that I've been. I know I've been to a couple other places on business, but I can't think of right now. I drove through Savannah. What else have I been? Driven through a lot of places. And so I don't know where the safest place is by my opinion, but just the place, Ohio, of course, where I'm at now. I like it in Ohio. I was born here, but I was raised in Pittsburgh. This is probably where I'm going to stay, not unless I leave the country, go to Germany or something like that and live over there. But yeah, so just want to put my opinion out there. I'm out. Now I am going to